Hello, Gemini. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read, so of course everything may not resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Prophecy3 Tarot review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Hey, right away, Gemini, there you are. Huh, okay. I'm not gonna take it yet. All right. Huh? Interesting. One more and I'll jump into this. Hmm. Interesting. It's almost kind of, it presents itself almost like a day in the life of a Gemini. A day in the life of a Gemini. Um, Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. You're a little restless, Gemini. Just kind of saying that, just jumping into it. I don't mean nothing by it. You're just kind of showing me like this restlessness. Um, so jumping in, what you're showing me, even with your own energy, it feels like it's a situation, between you and you, and it makes me think of that kind of funny. Is it a meme or a GIF? Um, where it's kind of like, yeah, I talk to myself because I need expert advice. That's what you're kind of showing me. But it's like there's some sort of internal dialogue taking place within you, where a day in the life of a Gemini, you're kind of showing me energetically, not much is going on, but yet so much is going on. And I kind of like, you may have reached some sort of pinnacle or peak in your life where you kind of afford to be you can afford to be a little bit more leisurely, kind of like laid back, relaxed, chill, just kind of, do your own thing. Whenever you want to do something, you just do it. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Very flexible. But this restlessness is something else. Something kind of tells me that there's like something kind of like, um, it's getting to you a little bit. And I feel like that seems to be like some sort of drive. Like you feel like you got to do something. It's kind of like a mental itch. Like I got to do something. What do I need to do? What can I do? What do I want to do? It's kind of this energy of when the mind is quiet and still, it's almost kind of like you're itching for something. You're itching to do something. So you're kind of saying I can't turn this brain off. I can't turn my brain off. Okay, so if it's constantly running, then what are you doing with all this energy? Um, you're like, oh, I'm just looking to expand. I got some projects in mind. I'm just looking to expand. But right now, overall, I am pretty, satisfied and content with who I am, what I've done, what I've, created and put together in the life that I have and that I'm living. Um, Interesting. So much of an internal dialogue. So much of an internal dialogue. But there's also the curiosity as well of like, okay, am I going to move forward with certain things, certain, hobbies, certain side projects, certain, is that kind of it? Is that not it? I don't know. You're kind of like, is this the end of, in a sense, like, is this the end of my chapter or my journey or my book or my whatever it is? Or is there more to come? I don't know, Gemini. I don't know. This is where things get a little bit shaky. Who or what are you around, or who or what, more specifically, who are you kind of dealing with? Um, that's got you on edge a little bit. Who's got you on edge? Like it's just not a safe, comfortable, secure feeling. Um, something just doesn't feel quite right, and you're kind of emphasizing it's a little bit difficult to kind of put my finger on it. What is that about? So you're kind of saying all is well in paradise. Um, well, that thought, Gemini. What is this devil energy? If all is well, as I just said it, go figure, all is well in paradise. What is this? What is that devil energy? Now we're talking about the serpent in the garden. What is that? Ah, I see. Cunning creature, crafty creature, isn't it? Very crafty creature. Some might even consider that serpent in the garden a shapeshifter. Knows how to change forms. It's that itch. It's that mental itch showing back up again, Gemini. It's that mental itch. Are you sure you want to be still, Gemini? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to be still? What if? And this is the whole situation and message I was talking to Leo about. What if? What if? What is that? Leo was doing Leo's example today. If you do listen, they were like crawling out of their skin. This is kind of like the opposite energy. This is like, no, I'm in there. I'm not leaving. Um, um, but what is that energy? What is that energy? From where I'm sitting, like I said, everything is good in paradise. But then there's that devil energy. And it's almost kind of like that energy of like, not enough. Not enough. What is that? That's that lack mentality. That's that same scarcity that Leo was kind of dealing with and facing. What is that? That's an interesting energy, Gemini. That's a very interesting energy. Um, from where, like I said, from where I'm sitting, you look like you rule the kingdom. So why is there this scarcity mindset of like, but what about me? And it's like, I don't know, Gemini. What about you? This is about you, Gemini. all of this is about you. But you're responding with, what about me? As if all of this is like, ashes to ashes. What is that? It's just, what is that? It's just, not enough. There's a void there, Gemini. What is that void? Because whatever that void is, it's almost like, goodness. You're kind of emphasizing like royal. It's weird. I'm looking at energy that is like, position, status, hierarchy kind of thing. I'm looking at energetic royalty. But this energy of what about me is not royalty behavior nor attitude. You may be sitting on the throne, but you ain't acting like it's your throne, Gemini. You may be sitting there, but you acting like it's not your throne. Kind of like that, what's that called? The imposter syndrome. What is that? Interesting. Interesting. It is what it is, Gemini. Take it from a Gemini moon. It is what it is. You should be able to appreciate the directness and the bluntness. That is not royalty behavior, mindset, nor thinking. It's not. It's not. Because you're showing me it's like you need some sort of, carrot on a stick, um, like incentive or like motivation. And that's that same energy Leo was dealing with, like, what if, what if, what if, what if? And it's that energy of like, I don't know what to do with myself. A person's true energy is who are they being when no one is watching. That's who you really are when no one is watching. And something tells me, Gemini, there's a shadow there that's coming out to play, that it's like whoever that is that you see in the mirror when no one else is watching but you don't like what you see in the mirror. There's a Three of Swords. Like I said, it's kind of like when the twins, which that's your energy, Gemini. The twins, this is you and you. This is your emotional side with your mental analytical side. What happens when you turn inward to face yourself? That's what happens. There's something else, there's something deeper going on there. Outwardly, like I said, everything looks picture perfect fine, like a perfect garden. But then there's that serpent that's saying nothing is fine. And it's like, oh my goodness, that is a lie. That is a lie. Nothing is enough. That is a lie. Something's missing. That is a lie. Because you even show me, even with the whatever this carrot on a stick dangling in front of you, like, don't you want it? Don't you like whatever that energetic temptation is? Like something's missing, Gemini. Whatever that is, even you need a split second to like regather and recollect yourself. Like, no, I am good. I am fine. And it's almost kind of like you're having this dialogue with yourself. No, no, no. And it's like you're having, like I said, you're arguing and fighting with yourself, Gemini. You're fighting with the person in the mirror. What's that song? My name's Blurry Face and I care what people think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days. It's a good song, but it's called Stressed Out. The other song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Three Little Birds. You're showing me what that is. You're showing me what that is. I do appreciate the honesty. Thank you for sharing. You're emphasizing someone around. Geez Louise. One moment. It's who you're dealing with, Gemini. It's who you're dealing with. That's why that energy shows up the way it does. That is fear talking. That is fear talking. Like I said, energetically speaking, over here, whatever this is, which like it's like something's missing, temptation. It's kind of like there's that extra oomph, there's that extra force or control in that situation right there. Isn't that a Slipknot song? Jesus was never meant to force his way inside. Yeah. Interesting. You're kind of that's kind of the weird thing is you're kind of questioning and wondering like is who you're dealing with like do they get it? Do they see me? Do they see me? Like do they acknowledge me? Do they appreciate me? Do they take me for do they take advantage of me? Because there's something like I said, there's something specifically about them where geez. What is that? What is that? That's the thing. That energy right there has caused a split or a fracture or a split. It's a split between the two of you. It has. There's a split there. Even though you're with each other, even though you're dealing with each other, there's a split there. And unfortunately, it's causing like a split within yourself too, Gemini. Like you've managed to take on or embody the energy of your situation, your circumstances that you're in and facing and dealing with. You've managed to embody that exact energy and match it equally. And that's why there's a split within you. It is not your job, nor your role, nor your responsibility to do things for others that they can do for themselves. Nor is it your job, role, or responsibility to control others, what they do or what they don't do. Because you're kind of showing me that energetic control thing again, Gemini, where it's like it's just got to be just right, and it's like I told Leo, relax, let it go, ease off the grip, ease off the control, let it go a little bit. Because you're wondering, like, why is this split between me and them getting bigger and bigger and bigger? But even though it is, there's also this part of you, Gemini, that is allowing it to, too. And it's like, And that's what's interesting is something kind of tells me that's how it may have started between you and you. And then you're wondering, like, why is it between you and you? But then why do you have problems with you and them? But then at the end of this, it's kind of like, well, it's back to just you and you. And that's the thing, Gemini. They're not going to be your twin. They're not going to be just like you. They're not going to think the same way you do. They're not going to feel the same way you do. They're not going to process the same way you do. They're not going to go about things the same way you would. That's the difference. That's the difference. But if you make everything about they have to get me completely, good luck with that. You can't force someone to understand. You can't force someone to get it. You can't force someone to understand what you're thinking or what you're feeling. You can't force anything. Because then you're wondering, well, if I forced it, why does everything always feel like it's just falling short? Because that's not what you actually wanted, but because you actually tried to force it or control it and you went for what you wanted and you tried to kind of tweak it, it's never going to amount to the way it would if you didn't. Because you circle back around to it. You're like, I'll take that as a side note. You circle back around to it, Gemini. You're like, you're kind of saying it's so easy to revert back to that Gemini energy of like, it's just me and me. It's just me and me. It's just me and me. Even though you're with another. It's not just you and you, Gemini. That's the thing. There has to be room for them. And it's this dialogue between you and you can change the whole story in the script. And what I'm looking at here actually is not much communication. And that's the thing. If you're left to your own devices, if you're left to your own thoughts, they'll just take off like a train. Like, how'd you get from that point or that bit of information all the way over there? Like, how'd you do that? You just fucking ran with the ball. And you're wondering why there's a distance between the two of you. And it's like, well, you just kind of mentally ran off with it. Like, wait a minute, why do I feel so distant with them? Where'd you mentally go? Where'd you go with it? I don't know how I got here. I don't know how we got here. Like I told Leo. Or was that Aries? Might have been Aries too. About the whole mindfulness thing and being present and being aware in the moment. Not living from the ivory tower, but living in the present. With what's in front of you. A little bit more. A lot of mental energy, Gemini. I understand you're Mercury and you're quick, but even Mercury has a retrograde. But then again, it's only perspective. So is it really retrograde or is it just perspective? You're emphasizing everything is on you, Gemini. Everything is on you. Um, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Everything may be on you, but if you take on everything too and you don't leave room for them to kind of step forward and take, in a sense, take, not necessarily like steal or take from you, but if you leave room for them to step in, it might be a hell of a lot different. Because whatever this is, it is like the drop of a hat where it's kind of like, it's not the way I want it. And it's like, whoo, careful, you're getting into that, tyrant energy. So rigid, so square. It's like if you cross that line, if you get it. Oh my goodness. Heavy hand. Heavy hand. And no one likes to be around for that. That's just the example. You're thinking though. Your wheels are spinning. Your wheels are spinning. But that's what it's all about though, Gemini. It's about this flow and exchange between each other. Without it, what's the point of a relationship? If it's just all, one-sided, there's no need for a relationship. There's no room for a relationship. It's a very fine line. It's a very fine line between your nose and the world. We'll see where this goes. What you're kind of showing me is you don't have a problem that it's all on you. It's just there are certain points where I do see you emphasize it counts the most, and you just wish you just kind of wish it would be different. Um, but again, that has to come up in conversation through expression, not control, Gemini. Bye.